Greetings, everybody. Thanks for visiting our channel again. Immigration to Canada. 5 recent developments involving Canada and immigration will be covered. Here you will find up-to-date information on the immigration environment in Canada, as reported in our Immigration Update segment. This installment delves into the present state of employment in Canada by examining the shifts in September job openings. We will also examine the most recent draw for the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, which will provide information about the new invitation rounds. In the most recent Ontario Express Admission draw, 1052 profiles were invited. Stay tuned for more details as they are revealed. By providing a thorough summary of the invitations extended, we will also delve into the most recent draw for the British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program. Finally, we will go over the most recent Quebec news in this draw, focusing on the new invitation rounds and what they mean for immigrant prospects. Thus, in order to get all the data, keep watching the video till the very end. Kindly subscribe and give it a like. Additionally, make sure to hit the notification bell in order to be notified of future episodes. Alright, then, let's get right into the video. Invitations for the most recent rounds of the Manitoba Puppy Draw in 2023. After a long delay, 268 permanent residency invites were finally sent out under several streams on November 30, 2023, as part of the most recent Manitoba POP Draw, the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program. An individual's close family who is a permanent resident or citizen of Canada and has lived in Manitoba for a minimum of 1 year is eligible to be included in this Manitoba draw as a supporter of the province. In this Manitoba POP draw, 50 invited candidates possessed both a legitimate express entry profile and a job seeker validation number. To be eligible for this program, you must be a Manitoba skilled worker, a close relative living in Manitoba, a permanent resident or citizen of Canada, or an established resident of Manitoba who has lived there for at least 1 year. Your application must also include a minimum of 148 letters of recommendation from people you trust. 609 profiles from the international education stream were invited by the applicant, all of whom claimed to match the qualifications for this stream. The Manitoba PMP announced a targeted recruitment campaign, and 82 profiles of qualified workers from outside the country were encouraged to apply. From its 1052 profiles, the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program has drawn 720 new express entry candidates, with a ranking score of 38 for the lowest scoring applicants. On November 30th, 1052 invitations to claim provincial nominations were issued out by the new Orange Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program Express Entry Draw. A little over 2 months have passed since the last announcement of the Express Entry Pool for the Ontario Provincial Nominee Program, PMP. On September 26, 2023, the final one took place. The Human Capital Priority Stream in the ART Draw today considers express entry profiles with experience in one of 42 healthcare-related occupations. Ontario has extended an invitation to accept provincial nominations to profiles with a CRC score ranging from 404 to 430, or those who have received it before. Since October 26, RCC has not conducted an express entrance draw. A healthcare targeted draw was held on October 26, inviting 3,600 individuals with a CRC score of 431 or above. Considering that colleagues at RCC Point who use 430 as a reference may provide straight invitations to candidates below that mark. There has been at least one draw targeting express enter profiles on page CP, even though I am still in the midst of an express entry draw drought. Candidates for the 2023 provincial election who were selected in today's draw have 45 days to submit a full application in order to accept their nominations. Following mutual approval, these express entry profiles will receive 600 more points, increasing their express entry CRC score to a range of 1,004 to 1030. Among the 42 healthcare jobs eligible for ONT express entry is the whole list. Do not draw 13,010 today. Executives in the medical field as opposed to 31,100. Clinical and laboratory medicine experts, no, 31,101. those who focus on surgery instead of 31,102. Family doctors and primary care physicians. The number of veterinarians is 31,103. No, 31,110 dentists. Rather than 31,111 optometrists. There are 31,112 speech-language pathologists and audiologists. Not 31,120 drugstores. There are 31,121 nutritionists and dietitians. There are 31,201 chiropractors. A total of 31,202 cannot be met. Physiotherapists, not 31,203. Occupational therapists do not have 31,204. There are 31,209 physiologists and other health-related professionals who diagnose and treat patients, 31,300 nursing coordinators and supervisors, and 31,301 RNs and RNs specializing in mental health. Along with allied health professionals, midwives, and 31,302 nurse practitioners, there are 31,303 physician assistants. There are 32,102 licensed practical nurses and 32,100 opticians. Jobs related to paramedicine, no, it's not 32,103. Cardiopulmonary technologists, respiratory therapists, and clinical perfusion specialists, there should be 32,104 veterinary technicians and animal health technologists and not 32,109 other technical jobs in assessment and therapy. Dental hygienists and therapists do not number 32,110, and denture technicians do not number 32,111. No, not 32,120 medical laboratory technologists, not 32,112 dental technicians and technologists. The correct number of medical stenographers is 32,122, not 32,121, not 32,123 specialists in electrophysiology and cardiology, not 32,124 technicians in the pharmacy, not 32,129 specialists in other medical fields, not 32,200 practitioners of acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine, not 32,201 massage therapists, not 32,209 specialists in alternative medicine, not 33,100 dental assistants and laboratory technicians, not 33,101 specialists in medical laboratory science and related fields. There are 33,102 people working as patient service associates, orderlies, and nurse aides. Not 33,103 people work as pharmacy techs or assistants, and not 33,109 people work in other support roles for healthcare. Final results for the 2023 Ontario Express entry draw. Those who work in on-page copy. 2019 British Columbia PMP exam dates announced. 2023 there were 185 invites to apply for permanent residency in British Columbia's most recent PMP drive 2023, which took place on November 28, 2023. PR in general and targeted draws. In the general British Columbia PMP draw, 80 invites were issued. Among them, 35 were for DECC jobs, and they were distributed across all British Columbia immigration streams, including the PMP skills and express entry streams. There is a 1-point rise to the cutoff score from the last time British Columbia sent out invites. Except for the entry-level and semi-skilled streams, PMP is applicable. People who have worked as aides or educators in the early years have also been the recipients of 49 invites. In fact, it's not 42,202. In addition, 27 candidates with expertise in 25 different construction-related jobs were invited to participate in British Columbia's new category-based draw. We set the threshold score at 75. In addition, 29 invitations were sent to profiles belonging to 39 different healthcare-related occupations. Get the lowdown on the most recent Quebec Harriman draw, which took place on November 16. come up with fresh batches of invitations in the most recent round of the Quebec Skilled Worker Program, which began on November 16, 2023. 1210 invitations to apply for permanent residency were given out. On November 28, 2023, Minister of Immigration Francis Asian and Immigration released details of this Quebec Harriman draw. Discovered valid profiles in Quebec at this location. The deadline for submitting an application to these invitation rounds was 6:30 a.m. on November 13, 2023. Area profiles with a Quebec score calculator score of 609 or above and French oral proficiency level 7 or higher were the targets of this round of invites. Additionally, profiles with a genuine employment offer outside of the Montreal metropolitan area were also taken into consideration in these drawings. In the 17 ARM invitation rounds this year, all of the Quebec properties are mid-rise 2023. A total of 17,221 invitations to apply for EDAs have been sent out by Quebec. Quebec, what is it? Now, this is a system. A free computerized platform called Anima is used by Quebec to manage applications for qualified staff. Like the Federal Express Entry system, it works in a similar way. The scoring system in Quebec, on the other hand, differs slightly from the Express Entry system. Ensure eligibility for the forthcoming regular skilled worker program. Anyone who qualifies for the QC, WP, or RCWP draws can make an enrollment profile. Get the official Quebec ARM eligibility calculator by clicking here. An abbreviation for your internet profile: you have 1 year from the date of creation to use a bank or pool. Those who are selected through a drawing will need to provide documentation that verifies the details provided in their ARMist profile. This is followed by the presentation of a certificate of selection. Next, we'll use the CQ. There were fewer permanent residence job openings in Canada in September, so interested parties can apply to ERCT. As more people entered the country in September, the number of available jobs in Canada once again decreased. Statistics Canada reveals that there is paid work. From a high of little over 1 million in May 2022, the number of job openings has been steadily declining, falling by 14,700, or 6.1%, to 632,200 in September. One positive development in the employment situation is that there was a slight uptick in the number of workers receiving pay and benefits from their employers in September, according to the Statistical and Demographic Services Agency's Payroll, Employment, Earnings and Hours, and Job Vacancies, September 2023 report. Following a decrease of 16,500 in August and no change in July, the number of people holding down paying jobs increased by 22,100, or 0.1%, in September. Public administration saw a rise of 7,200 positions, or 0.6% of the total payroll, while healthcare and social assistance saw an increase of 16,600 positions, or 0.7% of the total. Educational services saw the biggest monthly increases, at 17,800 and 16,600, respectively. Up 1,900, or 0.2%, in construction. A 1,700-point increase, or 1.3%, in utility costs occurs. The administration of businesses and organizations also increased by 1,000, or 0.8%. Among the industries that laid off workers in September, 5,300 were employed in the food and lodging service industry. As many as 4,100 people lost their jobs in the retail sector. The cultural and information sectors lost 2,600 workers. The real estate and rental and leasing industries laid off 500 people, while the wholesale trade industry laid off 1,700. September saw minimal change in the other 9 industries. The job vacancy rate, which measures the number of open positions relative to the total demand for labor, hit a new low of 3.6% in September, down 0.2 percentage points from the previous high set in January 2021, according to Statistics Canada. Vacancies in the cultural industries and educational services and information increased, while those in the construction, public administration, accommodation and food services, and finance and insurance sectors decreased. The national trend for the lowest number of available jobs was seen in Alberta, followed by Ontario. According to Statistics Canada, the decrease in September's vacancy rate, from 1,600 to 6,500, nearly cancelled out August's increase. September saw a decrease in job openings in Nova Scotia, Ontario, and Quebec as well. At the same time, both Prince Edward Island and Manitoba saw an uptick in job openings. The number of open positions in the other 4 provinces remained relatively unchanged in September. Through the Express Entry system, which is part of Canada's various economic immigration programs, foreign nationals can acquire permanent residency in the country. If an immigrant is eligible for one of 3 federal immigration programs, the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the First Wave Federal Skilled Trades Program, or the Canada Experience Class Program, or a participating provincial immigration program, they can apply for permanent residency online. The papers present the second round of economic immigration for professionals. Profiles of candidates that are evaluated using a point system known as the Comprehensive Ranking System, CRC. Only the top finishers will be invited to apply for permanent residency. Applicants must submit a complete application and processing fees no later than 90 days after receiving ANITA. By way of a system of nominee programs in each province. PMP, when local economies need people with certain skills, nearly every one of Canada's 10 provinces and 3 territories can nominate them for skilled worker immigration. Federal immigration authorities in Canada process applications for permanent residence from candidates who are nominated by their respective provinces or territories. Employers in Canada can also use the program for temporary foreign workers to find and hire foreign nationals. Under typical processing conditions, the global talent stream of the International Mobility Program (IAP) and the DFWP can result in the issuance of Canadian work permits and the processing of visa applications within 2 weeks. Your presence at this immigration update is greatly appreciated. We hope you have found this information helpful in understanding the changing nature of job openings in Canada and the results of the provincial nominee program. Keep checking back for more information about recent developments in immigration policy, invitation rounds, and trends. Please use the comment section below to share your thoughts and ideas for future episodes, as well as any questions you may have. To keep yourself updated on the newest news regarding immigration to Canada, be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications. Good luck with your immigration process until we meet again. No more updates for now. What do you think about this scene in the video? Use the space below to tell us what you think. You have my gratitude for seeing the full video. I hope you find the information helpful. Coming up later in the upcoming episode. Until then, take care.